What's up, everybody? This is EchoLynx. Today we're walking through the Linux Fundamentals Part 3 room on TryHackMe with a clear, steady pace, about 10 minutes, so you can follow along and get every question and exercise done. If you haven't finished Parts 1 and 2, do those first. Task 1 is just an intro. Read it, click Complete, and move on. For Task 2, bring up the target with Start Machine. You can connect in two ways. The in-browser attack box or OpenVPN from your own machine use SSH to log into the Part 3 box with the IP shown in the room. The username is TryHackMe. The password is TryHackMe. And on your first connection, accept the host fingerprint. Once your prompt shows you're the TryHackMe user on the Part 3 box, you're good. Mark the task complete. If SSH basics feel fuzzy, quickly review the earlier Linux fundamentals content, then come back here. Task 3 is terminal text editors. We'll focus on Nano to keep it fast and reliable, and I'll mention Vim so you know what it is. To create or edit a file, run Nano Note 1. Type a line, save with Ctrl-O, press Enter to confirm the file name, then exit with Ctrl+X. If you saved, Note 1 will appear in your current directory. Now open the room's file with Nano Task 3. Use the arrow keys to move around. Ctrl+W searches inside the file. When you find the flag, highlight and copy it from the terminal exactly as shown, then submit it. That's the whole flow. Create something simple so you know how saving works, then open Task 3, find the flag, and you're done. Quick Vim primer if you're curious. Vim Note 1, press I for insert, ESC to stop editing, :WQ to save and quit, or :Q to quit without saving. For this task, Nano is faster, so stick with that. Task 4 is moving and serving files. We'll do three things: download with wget, transfer with SCP, and serve a folder with a tiny Python web server. First, wget. When you have a direct URL, run wget followed by the URL to save the file into your current directory. The room gives you an example URL so you can see the command shape. On a real box with internet, it fetches exactly like a browser, just in the terminal. Second, SCP. Secure copy rights over SSH. The rule is simple. Source first, destination second. To push a local file to a remote home directory, use SCP local file user at remote:/user/new-name. To pull from remote to your machine, flip it. SCP user at remote:/remote.file local name. You'll be prompted for the remote user's password unless you use SSH keys. Third, serving. From the directory you want to share, start a quick web server with Python 3-mhttp.server 8000. Leave that terminal running. Open a second terminal to download. Anything in that folder is reachable at http:/8000/filename. For the room's exercise, the deployed instance uses the IP given in the task, for example, 10.10.120.145, and the target file is hidden, .flag.txt. From your attack box in a separate terminal, run wget 10.10.120.145:8000/flag.txt. Then read it with cat.flag.txt and submit the THM open curly bracket. Close curly bracket token, you see. If you don't see hidden files in a directory listing, remember that names starting with a dot are hidden. Use ls-la to display them. When you're done serving, stop the Python web server with Ctrl+C. If you get a 404, double-check the folder you started the server in, confirm the IP and port 8000, and make sure you typed the leading dot in .flag.txt. That completes Task 4. Task 5 is processes, what's running, and how to control it. A process is a running program managed by the kernel. Each process has a PID that increases over time. If the last PID was 300, the next is 301. To see processes tied to your current shell, use EPS. To see everything across the system, use PS-O. For a live refreshing view, use top. It updates continuously and shows CPU, memory, and process details. Quit top when you're done. To stop a process cleanly, use kill PID. That sends SIGTERM by default, which lets the program shut down gracefully. If a process is truly stuck, SIGKILL is more forceful, but start with SIGTERM, especially on servers. Most modern distros use systemed as PID1, the parent of services. Manage services with systemctl. Start and stop act now. Enable and disable control what happens on boot, so you can run systemctl start service name to bring it up immediately. Systemctl's stop service name to bring it down. Systemctl's enable service name to have it start at boot, and systemctl's disable service name to keep it off at boot. For multitasking from your shell, append ampers, and to run a command in the background. Press Ctrl-Z to suspend the current foreground job, run jobs to list background work, and bring one back with FG. If you have multiple jobs, use FG%1 or another job number to pick which comes forward. Now let's handle the questions efficiently. If the previous PID was 300, the next is 301. Clean kill uses sigterm. To find the special THM process, run ps-all and look down the command column. You can filter with ps-aux pipe grep THM. Submit the THM token exactly. To stop my service, use systemctl stop my service. To start it on boot, use systemctl enable my service. To bring a backgrounded process to the foreground, use FG, or FG%job number if there are several. That wraps Task 5. Task 6 is automation with Cron. Cron starts at boot and runs jobs from each user's cron tab. Each job line has 5 time fields: minute, hour, day of month, month, day of week, followed by the command. An asterisk means any value, and at reboot runs once at startup. Edit your cron tab with crontab-E. List it with crontab-L. Lines beginning with number sign are comments and won't run. If the cron tab shows at reboot/var/opt/process.esh, that command runs every time the system boots. For the question, when will the cron tab on the deployed instance run? The answer is at reboot. If you don't want a job anymore, remove or comment out the line in crontab save, and you're done. Task 7 is package management with APT, where your system finds, verifies, installs, and updates software. Repository entries live in /etc/apt/sources.list and in separate files under /etc/apt/sources.list.d. After adding or changing repos, run apt update to refresh package indexes, then install with apt install package name. Repos are trusted with keys. Conceptually, you import the vendor's key, add the repo, update, then install. You can add repos with add apt repository, or by creating a .list file in /etc/apt/sources.list.d. Removal is the reverse. Remove the .list, or use add apt repository-remove, apt remove package name, and optionally apt auto remove to clear unused dependencies. The TryHackMe instance is read-only for this task, so you're just expected to understand the flow and click complete. Task 8 is logs. Most live under /var/log. Apache keeps access.log for requests and error.log for issues, with rotated files like access.log.1 and compressed archives like access.log.2.gz go to /var/log/apache2 and open the active access log. In the common log format, the first field on each line is the client IP address. Inside the quoted request, immediately after the HTTP method, like GET, you'll see the requested path, something like /catsanddogs.jpg. For the questions, submit those 2 items, the visiting IP address and the exact path and file name from the request. If the active log is empty, check access.1 or use zgrep on the .gs files. Otherwise, tail-n50 access.log to look at recent entries. That completes Task 8. Task 9 is the wrap-up. Terminate any machines you started in Task 2 so you don't leave environments running. Use the red Terminate button for the Rooms box, and close the attack box if you launched it. For your next steps, 2 rooms will multiply your speed. Bash scripting for automating day-to-day tasks, and regular expressions for precise searching and parsing. Put those together with what you've done here. Text editors, transfers and quick web serving, processes and services, cron, apt and logs, and you'll be much faster across all Linux rooms. Nice work finishing Linux Fundamentals Part 3. That's the walkthrough. Clean, complete, and focused on exactly what you need to submit.